In the short biography of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam here, it says that the Prophet swallowed a mouthful of poison, which eventually caused his death. I always wondered how he died, essentially, so this was really interesting to read about. I'm going to comment on some of the stuff mentioned here because I know it's quite contentious. It was just really interesting that he forgave her, and personally, if somebody did that to me, I would just not be able to forgive them. Now imagine if in my case I'm all alone and I'm overpowered and somebody poisoned me, my food, my meat. You never know what people can put poison in. If I was overpowered, anyone who ordered it I'm not forgiving them. Like, are you crazy? I mean, with the Prophet, he has a message to spread and he has company and support, and I think he probably would have forgiven them anyway because he's so nice. Like, the Prophet would have forgiven them anyway, I think, even if he was alone. I think just because that's his nature. I don't know though, like, his nature is of the highest sort of excellence in humanity that's ever been, and I am not in any way, shape or form close to that. I couldn't forgive, especially if it's done as a result of my faith. You know, like, even this year I've had a few comments calling me second class, and you know, white men doing actions that are not exactly favorable to my faith. I actually recently read another book and it spoke about poisoning, actually two books, and both of them spoke about poisoning, and one of them mentioned carbon dioxide poisoning and how essentially basically drains you of oxygen and you can feel it in your head, right? And you just end up collapsing or just feeling so incredibly lightheaded, but eventually, yes, if it is any, I don't know how carbon dioxide poisoning works, if it's long term, like once you've inhaled it, has it entered the system? You know, if you rubbed it on your lips without knowing. You can see the Prophet actually could detect that it was poisoned. And I think maybe you might have an inkling, like, oh, this tastes a bit different, it's just crazy the things that people can do. And obviously it requires ability and you can't just get it anyhow. The sheer scale, essentially, like, to even be able to supply or to do something like that, you'd have to have the ability, you'd have to have connections, you'd have to have motive to do something like that. I just can't believe he forgave her. I can't believe he forgave her. I can't imagine forgiving anyone who, you know, ordered it for something like that to happen to me. I would not forgive. I'd be like, dear God, please avenge me for that. Yeah, I am not the Prophet. The Prophet is he was an incredibly kind man. I'm okay, you know, I'm alright. Sometimes I'm okay. But I don't think anyone can really reach the level of the Prophet. He is just something else, and he was a last messenger.